Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel Pantheon Nation. I'm PNX Vector and today I'm bringing you some content inspired by the Dead by Daylight Doctor. There may be some content discussed here that some of you guys may find disturbing. Content that I have created for our community may have real world applications. If you don't agree with the content that I've posted or if you want to discuss more about this content, please leave a comment below. It'll be really interesting to see what you guys think. Before we jump straight into the video, here's a word from our sponsors. I would like to say a huge thank you to Poggers for recently approaching and personally inviting me to become part of their brand's family. The content that I produce for this channel and our community is sponsored by them. To those of you that have supported me, I am proud to be able to be giving something back to you. So, who are Poggers? For those of you that are not sure who they are, Poggers are a beverage company specialising in the energy drink and sleep remedy industry. They are a highly reputable company that are consistently engaging with their community and their customer support is always on the ball. There are numerous products on offer via their online store, but today I'm bringing to you guys two very special referral offers. Firstly, the Energy Bundle. This includes 2 tubs of your favourite flavours, the Pog Pop and the Cream Dream, or you can pick 2 of the same flavour. The bundle also includes the shaker and sticker packs. This bundle sells out insanely fast, so be sure that you don't miss out by clicking the referral link using the stream command !Poggers. Secondly, we have the Poggers Sleep Bundle. Be aware though, this bundle is only available for my United States and Canadian viewers. Again, just like the Energy Bundle above, this also sells out as soon as the website stock is replenished. The Sleep Bundle offers 2 flavours, which include grape, a berry. The choice is yours whether or not you'd like to have 1 of each flavour or 2 of the same. The Sleep Bundle also includes sticker packs and a stainless steel shaker, which is perfect for all your Pogger gaming needs. Again, use the stream command !Poggers, which will prompt the bot to post the links and you will be able to take advantage of these offers. Those of you who may just want to browse the Pogger website, the bot will also post my Poggers affiliate link. I cannot stress enough that if one of you would like to purchase or if you are purchasing, use my affiliate code VECTOR, which is in all caps, and you will receive 10% off your order. Our community over the space of less than a year has come so far and has inspired me to take content creation to the next level. I am very excited to be experiencing this journey alongside you, my viewers, and now Poggers. Thank you. Electroconvulsive therapy, abbreviated to ECT, is a type of convulsive therapy that uses electricity to induce a seizure. The idea behind convulsive therapy came when early asylum keepers recognised that the symptoms of psychotic patients who also suffered from epilepsy improved after a seizure. Back in 1934, Dadleias Meduena, a Portuguese psychiatrist, discovered meztrexone, a stimulant drug that could be used to induce seizures. Fast forward to 1937, the first international conference is held in Switzerland to discuss convulsive therapy. The advantages of ECT, well, it helps to improve psychotic symptoms. The disadvantages of ECT is that pre-treatment it produces some morbid apprehension, and that during ECT treatment it produces violent thrashing and convulsions. And on screen now you're about to see the post-treatment commonly resulting in vertebral fractures. How much does a person have to thrash that they are fracturing their vertebrae? I'll leave you guys to think on that. That is definitely something to ponder. So how did electroconvulsive therapy come about? Ugo Saletti, an Italian neurologist, witnessed pigs before being slaughtered would be administered an electric shock, causing them to enter a coma-like state. Saletti then began experimenting with dogs, inducing seizures using electricity. In 1938, Saletti and his colleague developed the first ECT device and treated the first human patient. The treatment worked and the patient's symptoms improved. In the 1940s, ECT was used by almost every psychotic institution around the world as a treatment for serious mental disease. But in the 1960s, an anti-psychiatry movement came about, attacking psychiatry on multiple accounts, including the use of ECT. ECT at this point was viewed as inhumane and torturous. In the 1970s, ECT has fell out of favour. It is considered inhumane and torturous, yet it is still used in some institutions, often used as a way to control unruly patients. From Herman Carter's law, we know that Carter performed his experiments at Lery's Memorial Institute. More than likely, this occurred any time from 1967, with the bulk of his research carried out in the 1970s. Therefore, his experiments would have been considered torture and not treatment. Carter's research centered on what was called Project Awakening. His mission was to extract information from his patients. It is important to note here that ECT causes a catatonic state, the state of being immobile and unresponsive. It can also lead to cognitive impairment such as retrograde amnesia, a loss of long-term memory. Therefore, it is extremely unlikely that ECT would have been an effective procedure for extracting information. It is more likely and more believable that it was used to erase memory of past events or subdue patients before or after other experiments. Carter's special abilities in the game are shock therapy and Stellate Blast, which increases survivors' madness, eventually inflicting them with madness, and there are 3 levels of it. Madness 2 causes survivors to experience hallucinations in the form of an illusionary doctor, and Madness 3 causes the same hallucinations. It also disables the survivor's ability to perform basic actions such as healing and repairing. From the doctor's perks, we can see a perk called Overwhelming Presence. Your presence alone instills great fear. As discussed, patients who knew they were about to have an ECT would experience a morbid apprehension. It stands to reason that whoever was performing the ECT would also cause the same apprehension with their presence alone. Some of the side effects from ECT include cognitive impairment, confusion, restlessness, and feelings of agitation. These side effects would make it difficult to function. However, hallucinations are treated with ECT and not listed as a side effect of ECT. In 2017, one 46-year-old female experienced urinary and olfactory hallucinations following 4 ECTs. However, this is extremely rare, and as urinary hallucinations are part of a sleep disorder, it is implausible that survivors would be able to be affected by this. To conclude, ECTs are a real treatment for patients with mental illnesses, viewed as a form of torture in the 1970s that can cause cognitive impairment, but would not be used for extracting information. What do we know about Carter? Well, from an early age, Edmund Carter understood the human psyche. To analyse and deconstruct something as powerful as the brain intrigued him. He was an apt pupil and gained the attention of his teachers. He excelled in high school and was published in Partisan, a psychology gazette, within a year, and Carter was fast-tracked into Yale's advanced neuroscience program. Really, it's a front for the CIA, and brain power is a must if you're about to conquer the world and demolish foes across the pond. The CIA understood this, so interrogation and intelligence became their number 1 priority. All they needed were brilliant people, like Carter. Carter and other top-tier recruits were transferred off campus and into a secret black site facility in Illinois, known as Lery's Memorial Institute. Protege craves a mentor, and that's where Dr. Otto Stamper stepped in, who taught Carter that information is everything and knowledge is power. He was given all instruments needed, a guiding hand, and more or less everything he asked for. He never realised that sunlight had started to become so scarce that he too was kept in the dark, because knowledge doesn't only give you power, it also transforms you into a threat. To extract the information was his mission, and Dr. Stamper encouraged Carter to go further and not to consider this a normal medical facility. No eyes were watching them, there were no rules to abide. The agency just pointed Carter in the right direction. Then he started to take a few steps back as he saw how Carter could walk on his own. Docile test subjects were eventually exchanged for real, live spies, people that played a role in the troubles outside of the facility. Carter shouldered this new role. Project Awakening took form, and on paper, Carter described it as experimental interrogation. It was approved, and over a few months, nobody knocked on his door. Screams and moans filled the corridor outside of his lab, but wars skew people and what they accept, as long as the enemy is kept at bay. The fluorescent lights flickered more and more often. Electroconvulsive treatment became a standard dish on the menu. Prisoners held at the facility begged the guards to take them to any other lab but Carter's. Rumours were disregarded in the beginning. Over the years, Carter became known as the Doctor, and no one ever questioned if he had even a medical certificate, or even what happened to the prisoners after they had given up the information. It was only after Lery's Memorial Institute went silent for a week that they finally uncovered the true horror of what had happened there. Carter's experimental information extraction had turned to horrific and bizarre torture. Patients and prisoners were found dead or in vegetative states with all types of head trauma. In his office, they found the most terrible discovery of all. Dr. Stamper himself, his head peeled open and an array of electrodes and sensors inserted into his still working but annihilated brain. There was no sign of Herman the doctor, but his research paper suggested that he had been using the prisoners as part of an awful ECT experiment as he searched for the pancreas of mind control. The government, of course, they didn't want to know. Black Site was condemned and all knowledge of the Lery's Memorial Institute redacted forever. So, to recap, showing exceptional aptitude in psychology, Herman was handpicked for special training in an advanced neuroscience program located in a secret Black Site facility in Illinois known as Lery's Memorial Institute, which was really a front for the CIA. We also know that this is where Herman met Dr. Otto Stamper, where under his guidance he began to use strange and ever increasingly vicious methods to extract information from prisoners sent to the Institute, which was also a covert prison and re-education centre for whoever this USA's current nemesis was. Herman's liberal use of violent electroshock therapy revealed dramatic results. Several threats to national security were also uncovered. Over the years, Herman became known as the Doctor, and not one person ever questioned if he even had a medical certificate, or even what happened to the prisoners after they had given up their information. It was only after Lery's Memorial Institute went silent for a week that the true horror was finally discovered. The personnel, patients and prisoners alike were all found dead with all types of head trauma, as you can see here. Again, to recap, all personnel and prisoners' bodies were accounted for, including that of Dr. Stamper, but no sign of Herman Carter, aka the Doctor. Thank you so much for having the patience to watch and listen to this video. This is the first video of this kind. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't normally do content like this. If you liked it, please leave a comment below. I may be doing more content like this, but we'll see how you guys react and like it before we do anything else. If you like it, please like the video, share it with other Dead by Daylight fans, I guess. And until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.